The Honorable Chief Executive, Mr. Dixon, colleagues and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Hong Kong Insurance Authority, I would like to extend to all of you a warm welcome to the Asian Insurance Forum held in hybrid format because of an evolving COVID-19 outbreak. Although this is at odds with the arrangement last year, please rest assured that we have assembled an impressive lineup of keynote speakers and industry experts who promise to give us a stimulating morning. Admittedly, incidents taking place in recent months are barely imaginable before, such as having the entire team of your staff working from home and spending several evenings a week on video conference instead of interacting physically with contacts across the world. The pandemic is testing our resolve and resilience. Priorities of work have to be reshuffled, mode of operation revamped, business continuity plans speedily mobilized. Attitudes, lifestyles, and behavior will never be the same when our daily life resumes normal. Ladies and gentlemen, what have we learned? Could we adapt to these changes? Are we getting stronger and wiser? The theme, spearheading change for a sustainable and resilient future, is therefore a most fitting one under the present circumstances. We are most honored and grateful that the Honorable Chief Executive, Mrs. Carrie Lam, would start off today's proceedings with an opening address. That will be followed by a keynote address by Mr. Jonathan Dixon, the Secretary General of the International Association of Insurance Supervisors. Mr. Lawrence Lee and Mr. Christopher Hui will then moderate two panel sessions to shed light on financial connectivity and collaborative growth in the Greater Bay Area and along the Belt and Road, followed with a second keynote address by the Financial Secretary, the Honorable Paul Cheng. The third panel session will be led by the Chairman of the Cyberport, Mr. George Lam, and this will be an interesting one featuring 4 virtual insurers authorized by the Insurance Authority under our fast-track program since December 2018, each molding its bespoke competitive edge and business model. So there is a lot to keep you engaged in the next few hours. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 is without doubt the buzzword for 2020 and one that will sink deep into our memories. Amidst the hot talk about readiness of vaccines being developed by pharmaceutical giants, Hong Kong is grappling with the 4th wave of infection, with confirmed cases surging from low single digit to 100 over the last weekend. The International Monetary Fund forecasted that the world economy would contract by 4.9% this year. Leading international reinsurers expect that global long-term premium will recede by 6%, and general premiums will decline by 0.1%, while total sum of related claims could eventually balloon to a mind-boggling $100 million. The insurance industry in Hong Kong is not immune, with the latest statistics showing that premium growth for the first 3 quarters of 2020 had slowed down to 5.1%. New business attributable to visitors from the mainland, in particular, saw the deep downturn since the global financial crisis of 81.9%. Anticipating, sensing, and riding on change to drive progress is a hallmark of the success story of Hong Kong and the can-do spirit of our population. As a matter of fact, the decision to go virtual brought us the highest attendance for this event, which is a telling example of how accepting and harnessing change could yield better resilience. Crisis raises awareness of individual and corporate on how fragile they are in the face of natural perils. COVID-19 is not the first pandemic that hit us, nor will it be the last. Aware of the need to achieve structural rebalancing, we made no hesitation in rolling out the temporary facilitative measures since February this year to enable a designated range of protective products to be sold remotely. The outcome is encouraging, as almost 21,000 policies accounting for $319 million of annualized premiums have already been issued up to the end of October. Preliminary analysis also indicates that young middle class is the main clientele, reaffirming our belief that digital platforms are capable of reaching the underserved segments and meeting hidden demands. Improved financial inclusiveness and narrowed protection gap will in turn render our economy more resilient to external shocks and insurance market more sustainable. Performing a dual role as prudential regulator and the promoter of sustainable development of the industry, the Insurance Authority is in a unique position to engineer changes for resilience. A second focus of structural rebalancing touches upon distribution currently predominated by face-to-face dealings. Aberrations associated with COVID-19 spun off with a wave of applications for pilot trials under the InsurTech sandbox, with 9 cases already approved from April to October and a few more in the pipeline. The virtual insurers also reported surge of traffic on their websites and higher conversion rates. There is room for alternative distribution to contribute even to a mature insurance market like Hong Kong. The crux is to apply innovation and technologies in a way that could nurture synergies with product design and service improvements. Looking beyond our domestic market, the 14th five-year plan for the years 2021 to 2025, released 2 months ago, placed emphasis on acceleration of establishing a dual circulation development pattern. Not surprisingly, the Greater Bay Area and the Belt and Road Initiative fall naturally into this dynamic loop of growth. Integration and connectivity will fuel demands for cross-boundary products and services. The Insurance Authority will expedite initiatives such as launching the Specialty Risk Consortium for dual matching, attracting state-owned enterprises to form and base their captive in Hong Kong, pioneering issuance of insurance securities, and pursuing early establishment of after-sales service centers of insurers in the Greater Bay Area. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 has brought stress and frustration to all of us, but it is incumbent upon the insurance industry to play a part in supporting the society to prepare for, cope with, and restore from disruptions. A time of crisis could become the finest hours. if we have the courage to retrospect and embrace the future. The Insurance Authority will collaborate with the government, fellow regulators, and stakeholders to reinforce our position as a regional insurance hub and a global risk management center. To conclude, let me borrow a quote from Albert Einstein, the most influential scientist on challenge and opportunity. He said, and I quote, "There is no challenge without a crisis. Without challenges, life becomes a routine in slow agony. There is no crisis without merits. It is in the crisis where we can show the very best in us." End of quote. Indeed, I cannot agree more with such words of wisdom. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us work together to turn challenge to opportunities, embrace change for prospects, and replace gloom with audacity. Let us collaborate closely in scaling the insurance industry of Hong Kong to new heights. May I wish you all a very fruitful forum, and if it is not too early, to wish you all a happy and healthy Christmas. Thank you very much.